It's time to stop fooling around. It's time to make a change in your life. One that you've been dreaming of, maybe even never shared it with anyone. Today is that day when we stop talking about learning and we start talking and discussing something far more important. I'm sure that you have some plans, possibly some dreams that you might have not shared with anyone, but you hope that they will come true. And because of these dreams, you started learning English. Whatever your dream was or is, it's time to get back to it. Why was it that you started learning English? What was the reason behind it? Surely it wasn't just for the learning's sake. What was that dream that you once had? Maybe you have some cool friends who do not speak your language. Maybe your grandkids or your child's partner don't understand your language. Maybe you would like to work for an international company and not be paid a junior pay for your senior position. Or maybe you have a business and you would love to expand and reach markets 30 times bigger than the one you're in. Maybe you would like to travel and meet people and work internationally. And maybe all of the above. Some time ago, it did cross your mind that if you just knew English well enough, you would be able to achieve so much more. So you started learning. But it has been taking you so long and it has been so tiring that you kind of forgot what was the initial dream. Or you just branded your learning mission impossible, not for you. How many times did you tell yourself while trying to remember all of these words and ready-made phrases prepared for you, it's never gonna happen. I will never learn this. I will never speak English well enough to actually reach my goals. You know, life is way too short and has too many opportunities for you to give up just yet, especially if the reason is a failed attempt to learn English. Don't quit on your dreams, not because of language. I won't say it's stupid, but it kind of is silly. I know you think that speaking English is a huge obstacle, impossible to overcome. But in reality, it isn't. And I will prove it to you in just a few minutes, and you will actually laugh at the concept yourself. So, where is it that you would like to be a year from now? What do you want to talk about? Who do you want to speak to? What job title would you like to hold? What projects would you like to run? And how much would you like to learn? And who would you like to become? Once you have your answers, I can promise you that in a few months from now, you will be able to go after them. This is my promise. Actually, no, it isn't. It's just a fact. Okay, so we have it settled. Time for you to take action. So what do you need to do? First of all, new, better outcomes call for new, better solutions. So what change do you need to introduce into your life to have your goals and your dreams come true in, let's say, next 12 months? So if indeed what stands between you and a life you desire is your inability to speak English, well, then let me tell you what change you need to implement within the next month to achieve your goals in the long run, so within the next 12 months. So stop learning English. Yes, you've heard me very well. Put all the books away. Don't look into any grammar or vocab courses and give me a little bit of your time to prove you that you will never speak English if you continue to learn it. You know, if you just learn English by any means, you will never reach your goal, which you initially chose as the one that pushed you into learning. If you really want to be proficient in any language, you need to start using it and fill in the gaps as you go. Using comes first. Grammar and vocab come along. That's the correct order. What's the difference? I don't know what you do in life, but I bet that once you learned something at school, and it was hard and never stuck, and you really didn't want to do it, and you didn't know what to do with it as well. It took you ages to learn. And then you went on and you got a job and suddenly noticed that you seem to be learning very same things quickly and often unintentionally. I'm sure you had this experience. Everybody's had that. So why is that? That even when you were a child, and we know that kids soak up knowledge like a sponge, you found it almost impossible to learn something that now comes to you and you acquire it without even noticing it. There's only one reason and one reason only. You stopped learning and you started using. I understood the magnitude of this difference when my students kept on coming, becoming very proficient language speakers, no matter what level they were starting from. And they kept on saying to me, Kasia, you make us use the language. You don't teach us. We just speak it, so we learn incredibly fast. You see, I do not teach people English, like so many hundreds of thousands of teachers out there who might even have great teaching techniques and methods. I'm not like them. I'm not a theory specializing in the variety of crazy teaching methods and techniques who tells you English gives you amazing career opportunities and a chance of a great expansion and development. For you to ask me, okay, so how did you expand? What do you do? For me to tell you, you know what? I actually just teach English. Don't get me wrong. I think teaching is great, but it's simply just one element and you need to know so much more. Don't let the theories take your focus away. Just because you will be learning English some special way, or even learn it every day, it will not change anything. Because it's not about how you learn, it's about the fact that you are learning it instead of using it and building on what you have used already. Personally, myself, born and bred in Poland and settled here. For years now, I have been using English in my professional career, completely disconnected and completely away from any language teaching. I use English at my everyday work, delivering business training programs, coaching around the world, working with many international corporations, and running business meetings, all in English. So I do with my students what I did and still do myself. I literally make my students begin to use English functionally on a daily basis. Of course, I'm teaching them while they use English daily, but I do it in a very different way, in a way that they don't notice the learning. Most importantly, they do not ever learn by heart. Never. They start speaking day one, and 3 months later, they speak naturally and are able to have long, meaningful conversations without any kind of preparation. And if you were to fast forward another 3 months, you would discover that they have changed. And they are kind of completely different people who are able to have normal conversations, relaxed conversations in English, in kind of life or business setting, with loads of confidence. I really do not care how many words you know, or what advanced grammar structures you learned, or what language certificates you possess. What I care about is whether you are able to have an interesting and developed conversation with me. You know, what would happen if I was to pick up the phone and call you? What would you do? Would you pick it up and continue a conversation with me? Or would you ask me to write you an email because you would understand it better? I will dare say that many have wasted their time learning English, and if you are still watching me today, it means that you suspect that you have done as well. And I hear you saying that you have learned so hard and you spent so much time and put so much work. How come waste it? Let me explain. Because what you have been spending years on could have been condensed into literally 2 to 3 months of acquiring a language. Had you started using it first and then fill in the blanks, you wouldn't have even noticed that you're actually learning. You simply would speak, because when you do something every day and you focus on what you need for yourself, what's useful for you, you kind of learn effortlessly. So what's next? I dare you to make a visible progress in this month, a leap forward and a lasting change. Give me some of your time and you will be further in your journey to use English without any hassle. Give me a chance to walk you through the foundations that you simply cannot speak well without. I will make sure that by the end of our time together, you will know exactly how to use it. Then you will only need 3 days of everyday practice on your own to remember it for a lifetime and have it engraved in your brain for good. Just 3 days. And if you ever want to be proficient in using English language, there's no other way. There simply isn't. You only need 3 hours to make you understand the foundations, without which you will never succeed. Just 3 hours. You need 3 days to change that information into part of yourself. Not learn it, acquire it. Acquire it for the rest of your life and make it as transparent as your own language right now. And then you need 3 months of using and building new skills upon these foundations to become an English speaker. Someone who just speaks English effortlessly. So if you haven't built those foundations yet, join my next webinar where I will show you how to do it. During the webinar, you will get access to special 3-day online home workshop, which would engrave those foundations for you in your brain forever with practice. Watch out, spoiler alert. Those are not things that any other course will teach you about speaking English. And if you already built those foundations with me, or if you already know how effective my work is, join us in our group program starting very soon.